50 years ago, I was a little Muslim in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I had on an outfit with a little hat, a kufi, walking around saying, Assalamu alaikum. Those that understood me said, wa alaikum assalam. 50 years ago this month, I was bowing facing the east with my palms turned up, saying, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Maliki yawmiddin, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim. Oh Lord, do alim, Ameen. I was a Muslim. I didn't eat swine. I kept Sabbath on Friday. I had a friend, though, named Edward Gillett. We went to school together. He said, I want you to go with me to church. I said, I want you to go to the mosque. I want to open your eyes. I want to stop you from serving that white man's God. I had learned the party line all my life. He said, fair enough. He got dressed up, came with me to the mosque, and I brought an extra rug so he could kneel down. Mother Rivers, we got down on our knees that Friday at high noon. And I was down saying my prayers, and the imam would cry, Allahu Akbar. We would bow facing the east. Out the side of my eye, I was watching Edward Gillett, and he was watching and hold his hand, and he would bow down. I said, well, I got a convert. I got me somebody gonna walk with me in Islam. I didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't saying Allahu Akbar. That boy was down there saying, save him, Jesus. Kept on bowing, and I was just so sure I had a convert, but I'd made a promise. I said, well, I guess I'll go with you to church Sunday. Go see about your white Jesus. And he took me to Christian Tabernacle Church of God in Christ, 1709 North 22nd Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There's a man there named Reuben Timothy Jones. I went in and sat down and listened with my arm folded and my cap on, and nobody bothered me. They were nice to me. They spoke nicely. How do you do? Wasn't used to nobody asking how I was doing. I sat through the service. Service was over. He asked me, how did I like it? I didn't open my mouth. We went home and another week went by. We went to mosque again. He went and bowed again. I said, Allahu Akbar. He was down there saying, save him. And he carried me back to that church on the 27th of November. 1957. I come in a Jehovah. Excuse me. That wasn't my Muslim coming up that time. I went back to church with this boy, and this time I took my cap off. And Bishop Jones was preaching. And looked like he answered every question I may have had. And he kept on preaching and convinced me, but I wouldn't admit it, that Jesus is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. I just kept sitting there. But I've always been fairly outspoken. You probably couldn't tell that. And when he preached until I couldn't take no more, I got up, and the folks were still nice. And I walked down to the front and stood in front of his pulpit and said, "Hey, brother." And he was up in high gear. You know, that's high gear. Ain't that high gear? And he put his leg down and said, "Yes." I said, "You can quit preaching." Some of the deacons got fixed to come, and I saw him do that. He said, "Why you want me to stop?" I said, "You win." I'm convinced. I said, "It makes sense to me." He said, "You really believe that?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you willing to confess that Jesus is Lord with your mouth?" I said, "Yeah, if you say so." He's Lord. And Bishop Jones that day said, "There's going to be a revival tonight. Elma Elijah Cleveland and Ernestine, his sister, is going to preach here tonight." I ain't know no Elma and Ernestine, but I believe what I heard. He said, "You're saved." The young people of the church gathered around me after church, Green, and took me to Green's restaurant. They paid for the food. They were nice to me. Is that a message by itself? Look at somebody and say, "They were nice to him." It happened here. It happened in the Church of God in Christ. You gave me an opportunity to serve. You let me serve Bishop Patterson. You let me serve the fathers. You let me serve the first and the original general board of the church. You let me serve. You taught me how to serve. Unlike many who serve in other places today, you taught me how to serve with a glad will and a glad heart, without a dime pay. You taught me to serve.